Hi friends, this is Nigar Fatima. I stand here to give a presentation on the topic LR1 Parsing Technique. First of all, parser is a software program which takes input in the form of tokens from the lexical analyzer and it checks the syntactic error and gives the output in the form of parse tree. Let's here check the structure of parser. Parser consists of stack, input buffer, LR parsing algorithm section and 2D LR parsing table. First of all, stack contains initially when there is no input to be parsed, the stack contains dollar at the bottom of the stack and the stack hood indicates sequence of the grammar present in the production rules. Input buffer contains the string which has to be parsed. Firstly, the LR parsing table checks the production rule or the sequence of grammar from the stack and then it checks whether the operation has to be shift or reduce and then collectively it produces output as a parse tree. For the formation of parser, we use two techniques. First one is top-down parsing technique in which we parse the string from top to bottom and root expanded to leaves. Second technique is bottom-up parsing technique in which the string is parsed from bottom to root. Top-down parsing technique has further classified into predictive parsing technique and backtracking. Predictive parsing technique has further classified into recursive descent parsing technique and LL parsing technique, in which L stands for reading a string from left to right and L stands for leftmost derivation in reverse order. Now second technique, bottom-up parsing technique, consists of shift-reduce parsing technique and second one is LR parsing technique, in which this L stands for reading a string from left to right and R stands for rightmost derivation in the reverse order. Now LR parsing technique has further divided into four parts, which is simple LR parser, canonical LR parser, lookahead LR parser and this is simple LR. In the SLR and LR, we use a LR0 item. And in the canonical LR parser and in the lookahead LR parser, we use LR1 item. The main difference between LR0 item and LR1 is in the LR1 we add LR0 item plus lookahead symbol. The purpose of adding this lookahead symbol in this LR1 item to reduce the entry in the parsing table. So it becomes more efficient to detect the error in the parsing table. Here I am taking this example to let you understand how to find the lookahead symbol. Simply I am finding first the closure of the. Now let us change this into an augmented grammar. Now find the closure so that the lookahead would be fine. First of all, when we are finding the closure of the augmented grammar, the lookahead symbol for the augmented grammar will always be the dollar. Remember, this comma is just the separation between the LR0 and the lookahead. Now the dot has been placed before the S, so we can see in this grammar that S has the further production rule. So we can write this S to AA, and now we can check the look ahead symbol for this production. We can see that this production rule has been written here because of this S. So we collectively check the first of the remaining of the RHS after the S. Here we find that dollar is the only symbol. So we simply write the dollar in the look ahead for this production rule. And now the dot has been placed before the A. So we will add the production rule of A, writing it in this way. Now if we are calculating the look ahead symbol for this, we calculate the first of the remaining of the symbol just after the A, which has been already written here. So this A has come first from after this A. Let's check out the first of A. Means first of A is A and B. So we can simply write here the look ahead symbol as A/B. Let's check out the first of A. Means first of A is A and B. So we can simply write here the look ahead symbol as A/B. Been placed before the variable. So AA. We will write these all rules separately because maybe the look ahead will be changed. And now you can see that dot has been placed before the variable. So add production A and S2 B dot BAC, S2 dot DC, S2 dot BDA. Now we will find the look ahead for these rules. We can see that this production rule has been written because of this. So we can calculate the rest of the symbol after the S, and dollar is only the symbol, so we will add dollar. Here this production rule has comes because of dot has been placed before this A, so we will calculate the first of rest after this A, and A is the first. Here S, this production rule has come from this S, and we have calculated that dollar is the first, so dollar, dollar and dollar. Let's take this name as S0. And now we will find that from where the dot can be moved. So first S dash to S dash. The look ahead will be same as dollar. Now from A, the dot can be moved, S to S dot A and dollar. Moved, sorry. S to S dot A and dollar. From D A to D dot A. SAD, rest is from B we can move the dot, so B dot AC and dollar. Here we can again see that dot has comes before the A, so production rule A D and look ahead will be C. This production rule has dot before B and this production rule has dot before D, so B dot D A called as S1. Again we will find for S2 this will be S5 and this we can see that S1 and S3 has been ended. Now from S4 A we can move dot from A, so S2 B A dot C dollar. The only production rule can be done. And from D S1 again we will find for S2 this will be S5 and this we can see that S1 and S3 has been ended. Now from S4 A we can move dot from A, so S2 B A dot C dollar. The only production rule can be done. And from D B dot C, here no, see the D S to B D dot A Now name this is as S4, S3, S6, S7, and from here we can move the dot from C, so S2 DC dot dollar. This is S7 and this is state S8. Now we will check where the dot can be moved. From here, C, S, B, A, C dot dollar. So this becomes 8, 9, S9, and now the rest is from here, A, S2 BDA dot dollar, and name this as S10. This whole called the canonical collection of LR1 item. Now from this LR1 item we will find the parsing table and the reduce action will only be goes to the look ahead, only in the look ahead. So just construct the parsing table. I have told you about the LR1 items, and LR1 items is find it in canonical LR1 parsing technique and Lookahead parsing technique, and I am here dealing with canonical LR1 parsing technique. The basic difference between these two is when we are constructing the parsing table, the entries in the canonical LR1 parsing table is much more than LALR parsing table. This is the basic difference, and finding the canonical collections of LR1 item and finding the closure and the look ahead is similar in in both of the parsing technique. The basic difference is only in the table. So I have taken this example for calculating the canonical collection of the LR1 items, and then we will find the parsing table. Firstly, change it into the augmented grammar. The purpose of changing this grammar into this grammar means augmented grammar is this augmented production only signifies the end of the string. That means it signifies that the parser has been parsed all the input symbols and now the further output has been produced. The only purpose for changing this simple grammar into augmented grammar. Now let us find the closure of this augmented grammar. So s-2 dot s, and I have already told you that the look ahead symbol for the augmented grammar is always will be dollar. Now we can see that the dot has been placed before the variable. So AA, we will write these all rules separately because maybe the look ahead will be changed. And now you can see that dot has been placed before the variable. So add production A and S2 B dot BAC, S2 dot DC, S2 dot BDA. Now we will find the look ahead for these rules. We can see that this production rule has been written because of this. So we can calculate the first of rest of the symbol after the S, and dollar is only the symbol, so we will add dollar. Here this production rule has comes because of dot has been placed before this A, so we will calculate the first of rest after this A, and A is the first. Here S, this production rule has come from this S, and we have calculated that dollar is the first, so dollar, dollar and dollar. Let's take this name as S0. And now we will find that from where the dot can be moved. So first S dash to S dash. The look ahead will be same as dollar. Now from A, the dot can be moved, S to S dot A and dollar. From D, A to D dot A. SAD, rest is from B, we can move the dot, so B dot AC and dollar. Here we can again see that dot has comes before the A, so production rule A D and look ahead will be C. This production rule has dot before B and this production rule has dot before D, so B dot DA called as S1. Again we will find for S2 this will be S5, and this we can see that S1 and S3 has been ended. Now from S4 A, we can move dot from A, so S2 B A dot C dollar. The only production rule can be done. And from D, B dot C. Here no, see the D S to B D dot A. Check from which production rule we are going to, and in this go to part we will fill the numeric values, not the alphabetical. So firstly, number these rules: first, second, third, fourth and fifth. Now we'll check from I0. We can see that from 0, S, we are going from S to S1, means 0 to S1, and from 0 A to S2, and from 0 D goes to S4, D goes to S. Here see that in go to part we are dealing with only numerical value, and this S4 means we are shifting the fourth production rule. This means now 0 to B, S3. Now from first state, the first state is augmented grammar. I have already told you that this state means that we have parsed the input, means that we have reached to the accept state, means from first and dollar we have to write that accept. Why? Because the augmented grammar has been chosen here just for the purpose to set that the parse tree has been created. Now the second state deals with that A to S5. This means that we are shifting this to the S5 production rule. And from third state we are going with A to 6. D to S9. Here is none of the production rule are ended, that means dot in the end. And now deal with this S4. S4 has two production rule, means A to D dot and S to D dot C. So check that A to D dot has which production number, means R5. Dot in the end means we have to do the reduction. So R5 will go directly into the look ahead of this state. So R5 S4 in the column, in the row 4, R5 will go into the A. Means that this production has ended. That means dot has been placed at the last of the terminal or non-terminal symbol. Means we have to check which of the number has been put at this production rule. Then that means that reduction with this number in this will be written in this look ahead symbol simply. So now S5 again it is a production rule, further no expanded. So AA dot is first rule. So now it is labeled with 1, R1, and R1 be written in directly into the dollar. Fifth in dollar R1. Now sixth state to C S9 and now 7. Here also that 2 production rule has been given here, and one has ended and second is further expanded. So A to D dot R5 will go into C. In the 7th row, R5 will be written in C. R5. Now in 8, written in C. R5. Now in 8, and A to S10. Note that there is 2 production rule. One has dot in the end and one has further expanded. So we have written this production rule number into the look ahead, and for this production rule we have written the shift 10 in the 7th row into the A column. Now 8 is also has dot in the end. So DC dot has third number rule. So R3 will go simply into the dollar. R3. 9. State 9 has also dot in the end. So BAC. See, BAC has second number. So R2 will go into the dollar. Now from 10th, BDA dot has already ended. So BDA is R4 and the look ahead symbol is $R4. This is the whole parsing table for this CLR1 parsing through CLR1 parsing technique. The only difference between the LR and CLR is in this action and go to part, where if suppose the example where there's so many entries which are conflict, which are in which the rows and the columns are similar. So then we will reduce one column and will combine it into one. So the basic difference is then the entry in the CLR1 becomes same, but in the LR it reduces. So but the CLR1 parsing table is the most powerful among all the parsing technique. sorry for the mistake. Here the 3, there will be not S9, S7, and there will be 4, column C, there will be S8. Now this is the whole explanation for my topic, that is LR1 parsing technique. This is called the canonical collection of LR1 item, in which this is the lookahead symbol for reducing the entry in the parsing table. This is somewhat similar to LR0 item, but the addition of this lookahead symbol reduces the entry and chances for detecting the error is become more efficient. This is the whole explanation for my topic LR1 item. Thank you for watching.